Bruno stands in the grimy corridor of his London flat, the stale air thick with silence and secrets. Tonight, it's just him, the echo of his own footsteps and a lie he's carried since forever. Suddenly, the lift dings, and Alexei stumbles out, clutching his stomach and looking desperate. For a moment, Bruno wonders if this accidental encounter might unravel everything he's so carefully hidden. After all, when someone starts to care, secrets refuse to stay buried. What if trusting isn't the risk he thinks it is? Bruno's secret isn't just personal, it's a barricade. But secrets have a way of twisting reality and isolating you in the loneliest way possible. Bruno's nights washing dishes in cramped Soho kitchens ended with his bosses grimacing as he couldn't keep jobs where casual closeness might reveal too much. One drunken night, a kiss from a guy with neon wings at a club sparked something dangerous, a crack in his armor. Yet by morning, he's delivering packages through foggy streets on a bike, alone with his secret and fading hope. Think of secrets like invisible handcuffs locked tight around your wrists. They don't just keep you from telling, they restrict your movements, your connections, your whole life's path. Bruno's silence is a cage built from fear and protection, binding him to a lonely corner of the city and his own lies. When Alexei throws up on him in the lift, it's a messy, raw moment that forces Bruno to look up and see a person, flawed, scared, searching. Trust isn't a surrender here, it's a lifeline. Bruno discovers that sometimes, sharing your truth doesn't shatter you but breaks open the door to your real life. Alexei's world is just as tangled as Bruno's, but in a different way. His confusion clashes with Bruno's guarded heart, setting the stage for something neither expected. Huddled in a small room in his cousin's flat, Alexei watches London's chaos outside, the street noise, the flashing cops, the darkness creeping in. He tells himself this is safety, but his heart betrays him by aching for Bruno, the boy next door. That craving to reach out terrifies him, but also pulls him from isolation into an unexpected tenderness. Love isn't a clear path painted in bold strokes. It's a messy watercolor, blending fear, hope, and confusion. For Alexei, feelings are like trying to hold water, slippery, uncertain, but impossible to ignore. Embracing this messiness is less about certainty and more about courage to be seen. When Alexei starts quietly helping Bruno, with groceries, with small smiles, even sharing a music playlist, the walls between them crumble. By supporting Bruno, Alexei finds a foothold in his own darkness. Helping others, even imperfectly, becomes a mirror showing the way out of his own confusion. Bruno's world is not just quiet sadness. It's punctuated by unpredictable bursts of chaos, forcing him to confront what he thought he could avoid. Every lost dishwashing job in dingy London kitchens felt like a personal failure to Bruno, but the truth was that his secret made those jobs impossible to keep. His flat is empty, no furniture, no warmth, just silence. Then, Alexei literally crashes his solitude, throwing up during a desperate moment, shattering the carefully built walls Bruno thought were unbreakable. Chaos often feels like a monster in the night, but really, it's a hammer breaking old chains. That night in the lift, trapped with Alexei's sickness and awkward honesty, Bruno is faced with chaos in its purest form, a moment so raw that it demands a decision. Stay hiding or start risking everything. By the end of that night, Bruno and Alexei don't have clear answers, but a fragile bridge is built. It's not perfect or stable, but it's a path forward, connecting two lonely worlds. The insight here: even chaos can spark connection when we lean into discomfort instead of running. Every secret carries a price, but what if the real risk is not in sharing, but in staying hidden? Bruno's turning point is the kind of leap that shakes your core. Bruno's refusal to reveal even the smallest part of himself cost him friendship after friendship. When Alexei finally pushes, the walls crumble. Bruno spills his story like cracked glass, sharp and raw. The fear of rejection looms large, but the relief of being known is unforgettable, a rush that shakes him to his core. Trust in Bruno's world is a revolutionary act, like lighting a candle in a pitch-black underground tunnel. It's dangerous, but also illuminates hidden paths, offering warmth and showing there might be a way out that doesn't involve lying or hiding forever. At the story's close, Bruno faces heartbreak and hope in the same breath. The real surprise. Trust doesn't guarantee happiness, but it creates space for it. Vulnerability becomes not a weakness to hide, but a gateway to the life he's only dreamed of. In a city full of strangers, Bruno and Alexei find not just friendship, but a family built on choice, trust, and messy love. Neither Bruno nor Alexei have homes they can go back to. Family is fractured, unsafe, or simply absent. But in sharing late-night conversations over cheap instant noodles, they cobble together a new kind of family. It's imperfect, often awkward, but unmistakably theirs. London becomes less a lonely maze and more a place with meaning. They learn connection isn't instant, it's constructed with patience, like building a brick wall one shaky brick at a time. Each shared secret, each act of kindness, is mortar holding their fragile bond. Over time, that bond grows stronger than any blood tie could be in their fractured worlds. By the story's end, happiness isn't a flash of joy but a shared project, bruised, complicated, but alive. Bruno and Alexei teach us that family, trust, and hope aren't given, they're made. And maybe that's a kind of happiness worth fighting for. Remember that grimy London hallway where Bruno's secrets almost crushed him? That accident, Alexei's throw-up in a tiny lift, was the first messy step out of darkness. It's a wild truth. Sometimes your lowest, most vulnerable moments are the very ones that set you free. So next time you're clutching a secret or running from connection, try this. Let someone in, even just a little. You might find that trusting your heart isn't the risk you feared. It's the doorway to your real happiness. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.